tonight, and they lost 2 of them in Florida and the Trinity. So both teams don't really have a bad loss, I think, if you look at it. So be interesting to see how the new philosophy, like you said, with the male Bulldogs translates over. Assistant coach Derek Anderson is with Coach Hayworth. So you get used to one system, change it. It's tough on young guys, and Male is a very young team.
Coach Kevin Klein told me in the interview that he expects 84 feet of pressure tonight from Male. That's what he saw Saturday when Male was playing in Indiana against Silver Creek. It's a St. X team that had trouble getting the ball up the floor late in the game against Trinity. They've had a week to practice here with the cancellation of the DeSales game on Tuesday. They had to have worked on getting the ball, not just inbounds, but getting it up the floor against pressure defense. Yeah,
and it is huge. And like I said, in the Trinity game, it cost them big. They didn't value the basketball earlier in the game, not just the end of the game. Some mental mistakes on turnovers, and those add up to the end of the game. And the Tigers have to do a better job. They're more of a guard-oriented team, and they should be able to handle pressure. But it's always an issue, and if you break the pressure, you make good decisions, you win ball games.
Tigers will be in the LIT starting, well, I think it starts
Monday the 14th.
Monday the 14th. St. X will play Tuesday, late game out at Valley High School against Pleasure Ridge Park. St. X comes in as the 5 seed. PRP comes in as the number 12 seed. Again, they've changed the format this year. Only a 16-team tournament instead of 20. No play-in games. I like that.
I do too. It makes it equal for everyone. Hopefully you get a good seed and you get a good draw. Tigers, like I said, 5 seed in the tournament.
That's pretty good.
Which is nice, but doesn't get you much. And you'll play a PRP team who I think is probably getting better.
But before we get to that, we will talk about that in the next segment. This game tonight, Tony, in the scheme of things, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Now, you don't want to get beat by 20 because that puts you behind the 8 ball when you're playing them in the district, what we presume would be the district championship game at Male. But in the scheme of things, it doesn't matter who the number 1 seed is. The game's going to be at Male High School.
Right, and you're not seeding for the region or anything else. So, yeah, and you expect, I think, 1 year in there that there was an upset we won't talk about in district play. But year in, year out, it's been Male and St. X. But I think this year more than any year, John, being a district winner will be huge because there's a lot of balance. And if you can win, you expect Trinity to win theirs and you expect Wagner to win theirs. Yeah. And that way you go in equal with them playing a runner-up. And I think it's huge this year.
When you talk about Male, you talk about Howard Fleming, a guy that just played his first game this past Saturday because of injury. Started as a freshman at Male, played a lot last year as well. Howard Fleming is a big addition, and one of the reasons we don't know much about Male is because their best player hasn't been playing.
Yeah, Howard Fleming, a 6'4 junior. Watching him warm up, gets way over the basket, dunking the ball, and Male has length. But Fleming's a guy they expect to be one of the top players in the region when the season started. It can only make you better. You hope your chemistry is still good, but Fleming, I think looking at him, just looks like a player, and I know Coach Hayworth are probably really happy to get him back into the scheme of things.
And Tyron Moore averaging almost 21 points a game. The junior for the Bulldogs, 44% from three-point land on the year. He's taken 99 threes and hit 44 of them, so you better find him.
Yeah, I remember him from last year. He's a scorer. He can shoot it from the outside, but he's kind of strong type of player that gets in the lane, gets fouled, hits outside shots, and he's averaging 21 points. So you know he's going to put up numbers. And with Fleming coming back, he will probably take a little bit of the load off of him, where Fleming will add on to there. And also Noah Courtney, a junior, is averaging 12 points a game. So like you said, you expect the Bulldogs to try to get up and down, pressure the Tigers, but Tigers play that lineup where they're playing 3 bigger guys now, not big guys. Let's go 6'2", 6'3", yeah, maybe, with Borman, Bonsback, and Andre Coleman. So different looks, and I think the Tigers have they've gotten a lot out of their team play, but it's the second half of the season, and those games you've already played mean absolutely nothing.
St. X struggled against Trinity rebounding the basketball, Tony. They're going to have to get on the boards tonight because Male's got some guys that can get up and get the basketball.
Yeah, they don't have massive size like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", but a lot of guys 6'4", that are athletic, that watching them warm up really get off the floor. Not physically big, but very athletic. So imperative to get bodies on people. and do a good job on the defensive boards.
When you talk about the Tigers, the guy that might be a surprise to some people, and really it was a surprise to us as far as his scoring is concerned, Sabian Dillard has been a godsend this year for the Tigers.
Yeah, Dillard's that where guys can't get shots. He's been very effective all year long. Tigers have got him the ball in good spots. But once again, it comes down to making good decisions, and Sabian had some questionable plays in the game, and you just got to get rid of those because as much as those are physical, well, another compliment. I'm calling him kind of a garbage man, but that's a compliment because Kyle Bonsbach does the things you need. He's physical under the basket. He rebounds. He plays defense, and he gets buckets from being around the basket, and he makes the Tigers a much better team since he's come back off his foot injury.
We'll take our first break of the night, come back. We'll talk about that LIT, which starts Monday out at Valley High School. St. X draws PRP. We'll set the stage for all the games out at Valley next week. We're about 17 minutes away from tip-off, St. X and Mayo. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissett Impact Sports Radio Network. 9 o'clock, and that's if we don't have any overtimes. St. X and PRP, that's 2.
And overall, I think they're a surprise, but that's a good Butler basketball team.
Trinity's a 2 seed. They'll play Monday late night against Bullitt Central, the 15 seed. And then the 3 seed, the Wagner Wildcats, they'll take on Valley, basically a road game for Wagner. That's Monday at 3:30. That's a Wagner team, Tony. They beat Ballard for the first time in the history of the school. They came here 3 days later, and St. X beat a Wagner team that I think was feeling a little full of themselves. But if I'm not mistaken, that's still their only loss this season?
It is, John. It is. They're 12 and 1.
Basketball team.
It's a really good basketball team. And
8th-year senior J.J. Calicon is really good. All right, we'll take another break, come back, get the thoughts of the head coach of the Tigers, Kevin Klein, when we come back. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissett Impact Sports Radio Network. your last time out at Bellarmine, you had them on the ropes and let them get away, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So proud of our guys' effort and just not proud of the way we executed and finished the game. But when you play a game in early January against your arch rival, you got to be able to make those plays. You got to be able to finish it out. And the old cliche of playing for 32 minutes, and I thought we played for about 30 and a half minutes, and unfortunately we didn't make the right plays. We were turnover prone, and a lot to learn from with that game, and being a different schedule this week with the DeSales game being canceled from their 2A tournament. We've had 4 really good days of practice. We've executed on the court. We've had some good film work, and I feel like we're really ready to compete tonight against a rival in the 26th district. We're going for our second district win of the season. The winner of this game puts themselves in the driver's seat to get the number 1 seed in the postseason. I think our guys are really amped up and excited. We only have one more Friday night home game after this one, so there's nothing like a 7th region game at home on a Friday night against a rival. Hopefully get a good backing from Tiger Nation tonight, and our guys are ready to go.
You got one loss in the state of Kentucky so far. You're 11-3 overall. Assess your team right now. Are they where you want to be at this point in the season?
Yeah, I think our team has really grown, and playing and only having 3 seniors on the squad, and 2 of them start with Andre and Sam, and then Mike's been a reserve for us, and playing predominantly juniors and a couple of sophomores, even Mackay, the freshman, is going to get some minutes tonight as well. We knew there would be some growing pains, there would be some lumps here and there. I was just very proud of how we came together in the month of December to finish off Douglas in our 9th game and to finish off a 9-0 pre-Christmas schedule. Great learning experience down in Florida. Really saw some athletes, some teams that we had not seen in the previous 9 games, and that really taught us a lot. And I think the Booker game was very similar to the Trinity game, and I think that's how Mail's going to try to come out tonight. I would fully expect them to come out and play 84 feet, really try to speed us up, double the ball, make quick decisions, and we worked hard on that this week, and now it's a matter of putting these guys in the right spot and having them make these plays. But I think these guys feel something special about this team. I think they really like one another. I think they pull for one another, and I really truly believe that they think this team can be a special team that has a chance with a lot of other teams to win the 7th region championship come late February, early March.
You got a new coaching staff at Mail. What do you know about those guys? Did you know Coach Hayworth before he got here?
I've known Coach Hayworth for a number of years, just with the circle of basketball and being out and about. And we actually connected at the King of Bluegrass the last time we played in it, after the Madison Central game, when they had Dominic Hawkins and Kinjal Bosley, and the year they won the state championship, and we were sharing a locker room. The first time we met was in the Fairdale Small Gym. We maintained a relationship since then. We played 2016 season in December out at PRP in their Christmas tournament when he was a Hoptown coach, and that was a great game that went down to the wire. We had lost to Pulaski Southwestern the day before in overtime. It was a top 10 team in the state, and had it right down to the wire with Hoptown and found a way to win. And then it's good to see him back at Mail. He's been very excited to be in the 7th region and to be at a place like Mail High School, and looking forward to the spirit and the energy he's going to bring to this game.
Mail's 9-5, but it's not a 9-5 team.
No, they're a very good team, and Howard Fleming played varsity ball as a freshman, started last year as a sophomore, and last Saturday was his first game back. And he's a ball player. Tyron Moore is averaging about 21 a game, and he's every bit as good as there is as a scorer here in the 7th region. And they've got some good athletes. They got some good role players. They're going to play probably 10, 11 guys in the first half. And I do think they want to try to play a frenetic pace, but I've also seen them slow down and play a half-court game. But we got to be ready for whatever style and system they want to throw at us tonight. And I definitely have a lot of respect for Mail, and know that it's going to be a battle like it always is.
You guys had trouble against Trinity late getting the ball up the floor. Have you addressed that in practice?
Yeah, we did really well in practice. We learned from the film, and it's people want to complain about guys catching the ball in the corner. Well, that's basketball 101. You don't want to catch it deep in the corner where you have 2 extra defenders trapping you. The inbounder, we did a very poor job of running the baseline. We did a very poor job of even letting our press offense get set up. Late game, they're going to be really coming at us. We got to let that ball bounce, let our guys get set, then run the baseline. We got to get good angles on our screen. We got to make double moves, double cuts to get the ball where we want. And then we got to be active flashers. Like tonight, I just hope we see a team on the weak side, on the backside, that's really coming to be available for their teammate. You can't hide 30, 40 feet down against a double team, against a trap. You got to be available for your teammates. You got to make 2 passes out of a double team. And when that ball is moving, I think we're at our best. And against a team like Mayo, if we can limit our dribbles and get our pass-to-dribble ratio at a very high level against their pressure, I think we're going to be able to get a lot of good looks, and the challenge is going to be breaking that first line of defense and get what we want at midcourt and then ultimately down at our end of the basket.
I feel like you like your defense.
We are very strong defensively. I think we are more athletic than we have typically been. We have more length than we typically had, and we have some tough, hard-nosed glue guys that really want to compete. And I think we're pretty versatile. We're going to start in a straight half-court man, but we can switch it up and switch 1 through 5, and then we've got a couple zone packages that can hopefully throw them off balance as well. And we've got a pretty crafty and pretty creative team defensively that plays together as one most of the time. And when you do that and finish possessions, we have to do a better job rebounding tonight than we did last game out. And Noah Courtney's an animal on the backboard for Mayo. And I think collectively, if we come ready to rebound with our hard hats and win that battle, I think that'll be a big bonus for us.
Coach, good luck.
I appreciate it, John.
Head Coach Kevin Klein will be back with the opening tip. Mayo and St. X. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissig Impact Sports Radio Network.
Hear John and me and watch the game. So if you're picking this up on iHeart, turn on your computer or your phone.
2 times nothing is nothing, and that's what you get with Tony Burke and John Spears. We talked about rebounding. Noah Courtney, big guy for the Mayo Bulldogs. Kevin Klein called him a beast on the boards, and when there's a beast on the boards, you better block him out.
Yeah, he's a big, strong-looking guy, about 6'5", physically a big guy, but they'll start Fleming next to him and has good size. They're going to start nice athletic ability. Fleming makes them a lot bigger. But the Tigers come in here. John, I think this is a big game for the Tigers after the loss to Trinity. Mentally, I think you're pointing at it, and I agree with you. It's old noggin. And so we'll see. Sabian Dillard getting out for the Tigers.
It's going to be different on the sideline here, Tony. Willie Feldhouse was very calm, unassuming. He yelled when he had to, but he was more of a professor-type coach. Tim Hayworth, I think he's going to block our view a lot tonight.
Yeah, I got a feeling he is too, John. He looks wired. He's bouncing right now, man. I know how that is over on that coaching sideline. I'm a pretty wired guy when I do it.
Hey, good to see our buddy Ronnie Hildebrand in town tonight. I saw you over there talking to him during the JV game. Good to see Ron.
Coach Ron, I'm not going to say what year in the 70s, graduate, but lives in South Carolina, back in this week, and sitting over there with Jerry Just and the Just crew.
Well, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting the Just.
Oh, you're right there.
All right, we're ready to go here. Mayo with their road purple jerseys, yellow trim, yellow numerals. St. X in the home whites tonight, yellow trim with green numerals. Tigers will go right to left as Tony and I look at it. St. X will head toward the parking lot. On offense in the first half, Mayo will go toward the concession stand. And we are just about ready to go here. Noah Courtney will jump it up for the Bulldogs. Kyle Bonsbach, the junior, steps in for the Tigers, and we're ready to go. Courtney tips it ahead. Moore's got it, leaves it for the layup over Borman, and it's put up and in by Howard Fleming. Well, that was quick, set play, and the Tigers turn it over on the inbound.
Well, John, that's stuff that can happen off the tip right there, and then the Tigers not mentally focused, throw it in, throw it away, and Mail inbounds under their own basket.
Fleming will put it in play into Zach Gray in the corner, looking out top, and does get it out top to Jake Evans, who will run the show. Dillard comes to get him, right side high to Fleming, traveled, then hit a three. No call on the travel, but he knocked down the three, and it's quickly 5-0 Mayo, and they come out in that full court pressure again. Mosley against the man-to-man will walk it across. Evans comes to get him at the center circle. Looking for Dillard, not there. They get it out front to Coleman. Open three in the air, long, no good, and a terrific job of boxing out by the Bulldogs. Here's Fleming going from one end to the other. He'll stop and pop another long three. Good. 8-0. Howard Fleming leads St. X, and we're not even a minute in here. Dillard will walk it across. Gets it to Coleman, high left, out top to Mosley. Boy, the ideal start here for Coach Hayward. Borman down low to Mosley, who's in traffic and knocked away and stolen. Here's Fleming the other way. One-on-one against Borman. Kicks it into the corner. 3-ball in the air by Moore. Good.
Better call a timeout.
Timeout, St. X. We'll keep it right here. That is 3 for 3 from long range, 4 for 4 from the game for the Male Bulldogs, and it is 11-0.
Well, John, you just got to take a deep breath if you're St. X right now. Start over. There's a lot of game left. You can't get caught up into this right now, but Fleming comes out on fire.
Yeah.
Tigers turn it over a couple times, and that's where the problems came in, a couple turnovers. And you can't let Fleming come down at the top of the key and just pull up and shoot it. Tigers didn't look like their focus was very good to start this ball game, John, and it started with the jump ball.
6:43 to go here in the first quarter. It's 11-0. Male's on a pace here, Tony, for about 70 points in this first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be a new record, I think, for the first quarter. But Tigers just have to take a deep breath and play here. Get you a bucket, work your way back in.
Pressure will on the inbounds into Dillard. Right now it's man-to-man. Looks like they're going to maybe jump trap here. Coleman will dribble it across against Courtney. Lost it. Dribbled it off his hip. Here's Fleming the other way. Goes in, and a undercut and a foul on Coleman, who tried to take a charge but got there way late. And the good news is Howard Fleming comes out of there uninjured, because that could have been ugly.
And, John, Michael Liston's going to come in the game here after Fleming shoots a 3-throw, but I'd be having a couple guys out of the game. There's no focus right now. They're not playing hard. They're not getting back. Male has just come in here and put a whooping on them here to start the game the first minute 30.
Fleming will shoot a pair and an unforced error on Andre Coleman last time. That's the first time the Bulldogs have thrown anything up there that hasn't gone in, as Fleming misses a free throw. Liston in, Mosley out for the Tigers. Fleming will shoot one more to make it 12-0 if he can knock it down. 6.5 to play, and the Tigers a little shell-shocked here. Fleming has 9, and the lead is 12. Inbound to Dillard in the backcourt. Tigers clear it out, and he beats Evans to the high left. In trouble, gets it out top to Liston. Liston hands it to Coleman. Andre out top to Borman. Bonsbach at the top, looks down low, nothing there, out top to Liston. Guarded back Courtney, he gets around Courtney. Help comes, corner to Borman, air ball 3, and it comes down into the hands of Jake Evans. Evans tried to throw it ahead, did throw it ahead to Courtney. It was tipped, but Courtney got it in the corner to Fleming. Step back 3, short, out to Dillard. Sabian wants to run now against Moore. He travels, no call, and then throws it back to Coleman. Andre doesn't look in this game at all.
No, John, I was just thinking the same thing. Him and Borman both.
Here's Liston out top against Howard Fleming. Gets it to Dillard on the elbow. He dribbles into the lane, goes up with the left hand, lays it up. It rolls around, but stays in. It took almost 2.5 minutes, but the Tigers are on the board. They trail at 12-2. Here's Evans in the front court, guarded by Liston. Gets it in the right wing to Fleming, guarded by Dillard. Out top, here's Courtney, left side to Evans. They're looking for Fleming, knocked away by Liston. He goes after it, ball's on the floor. Liston with a hustle play. He and Evans dive for it, and it's a held ball. Tigers will get it.
Michael Liston coming in the game and giving some energy, John. Just everything he did, it penetrated, kicked the ball, knocked it away, got on the floor, and that's what the Tigers do. But a few of the Tigers, like you said, they just look like they're going through the motion.
Here's Liston walking it across against Evans. Male staying in that man-to-man. Gets it to Bonsbach. Ugly pass, but Kyle saved it. Back over to Liston. Gets a high screen from Dillard. Goes into the lane. Michael all the way. Lays it up with the left hand. Good. Went up over Gray and laid it in. First 2 for Liston. The Tigers have scored 4 in a row. They still trail it 12-4. Under 5 to play in the quarter. Evans walks it across high right. Double screen at the top from Gray, and an illegal screen as Gray just moved a little bit there, Tony.
Just a little.
And it'll be a turnover on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, what they do, John, is they set a high double screen, and when they do that, it just leans out a little bit.
And Liston just ran right into it. Good play by Michael to draw the foul. Liston with a handoff out top to Coleman. Gets it to Borman. Sam dribbles against Moore. Gets it down low to Bonsbach. He dribbles against Gray. Spins. Back to Borman. Fake the 3. Drives inside. Stops. Looks. They back off, and he airballs a 6-foot bank shot. Here comes Courtney all the way, hands it to Gray, who wants to kick it out top and does so to Moore. Fake the three, gets to the free throw line, gets into the lane, lays it up long, no good. Ball off Dillard, out of bounds. It'll be male basketball under their own basket.
Boy, Borman has a wide open shot, misses it bad. Tigers struggle to get back on defense, male inbounds.
Out top to Evans. To Fleming, wide open for a three. Tigers lost him. It's short, rolls off. Rebound knocked away by Gray into the corner. Moore's three is good. Tyron Moore with his second three. He's got 6. 15-4 Bulldogs, 3:50 to go in the quarter. Here's Liston trying to beat Evans off the dribble, and he does, and draws the foul. First on Jake Evans, second on the Bulldogs.
Surprised St. X not making some substitutions here, John. But they trail 15-4 with 3:47, and it's energy. It's not missing shots. It's not doing stuff. Male is just beating them everywhere on the floor, and they're out hustling them right now.
Justin Buford in for Male. Fleming will get a break. He cannot be in basketball shape yet, so I think Tim Hayworth trying to get him a break when he can. Here's Liston across at the top, gets it to Bonds back at the elbow. Kyle down low to Dillard, knocked away, got it back, laid it up, no good. Got it back, put it up, no good, but he's fouled. And I think that's 2 on Zach Gray.
Well, I like what the Tigers did there. They posted up Dillard on Buford, and he's a good post-up player for a guard, and he's going to go to the foul line for the first time tonight.
Second foul on Zach Gray, 3 on the Dogs now.
Dillard, an 80% foul shooter on the year.
And misses. This one's in and out. Kyle Hennis will come in for the Tigers. Trenton Finley in for the Bulldogs. Gray will come out with his 2 fouls, and Coleman takes a seat for the Tigers. Dillard will have one more to try to cut it to 10 with 3:32 to go here in the first quarter. Knocks this one down. Third point for Sabian. It's 15-5 Male. Tigers show pressure in the backcourt. 1-2-2 zone. Moore and Evans play pitch and catch. Here's one ahead, and boy, Dillard had a shot at it and missed it. Picked up by Buford, out top to Evans. Wide open three, good. That is the 5th three-pointer for Male, and we're not even 5 minutes into this game. 18-5, Male leads it. Liston gets a high screen, uses it from Bonsbach, now kicks it out top to Dillard. He'll take a three, good. Nothing but the bottom for Sabian there from the high left, and it's 18-8. Evans and Moore playing pitch and catch again in the backcourt. Evans gets it across, cross-court corner to Lindsey. He dribbles twice, out to Moore, traveled, no call. Hennis picked him up. Lindsey's got it in the corner. Cross court to Buford. He puts up an ugly three that's no good, and a foul on the rebound against the Bulldogs. I think it's going to be Noah Courtney, and it is. So after the 11-0 onslaught, Tony, Tigers have settled down a little bit. Simon Smith will come in, and Makai Smith for the Tigers as well. The freshman.
And they threw him the ball, and it went through his legs.
I was writing his name in the book because I didn't expect him in there this early.
No, and
another turnover for the Tigers. Moore's got it out top. Dillard comes to get him. Tigers don't even know who they're guarding right now. Double team comes as Smith traps out top. Swing it over to Buford out top. Courtney's got it at the on the wing. Tries to drive on Smith. Does. Puts it up no good. And Smith up high for the rebound. Good job by Simon Smith to get that rebound. Makai brings it across. Dribbles at the top. Goes right down the lane with the left-hand layup. No good. Off balance. Not a good shot. Rebounded by Courtney. Knocked away by Dillard, but Courtney got it back. Now it's knocked away by Dillard again, and he takes it away from Courtney. All the way down against Smith. Layup is blocked, but it's going to be goaltending. He hit the backboard, did Noah Courtney. So give Dillard 2, and that's pure hustle from Sabian Dillard.
It sure was, Johnny. Didn't give up on the play after things didn't go the way. Tigers cut it to 8 here with 1:56 left. Matt Lynch into the game for Sam Borman. 1:56, 18-10 Male here in the first quarter.
Evans and Moore in the backcourt. Dillard on the point of that 1-2-2 pressure. They get it across to Lindsey in the corner. Tried to throw it down low. Knocked away from Courtney. He got it back. Puts it up over Smith. No good. And Simon's going to draw the foul. Noah Courtney will go to the free throw line. Well, good ball movement that time by the Bulldogs to get it down low. And Noah Courtney will shoot a pair. First one is up and in. First point of the night for Courtney.
Shoots 67% on the year.
Elijah Priest into the lineup and Cameron Pope as well for the Bulldogs. So both teams going pretty deep on the bench early here in this game. 19-10 Mayo, 1:43 to go in the quarter. Courtney knocks down the second one, and the lead is doubled up at 20-10. Hennis in the corner, in the backcourt, gets it to Makai Smith. Guarded by Pope as he crosses the timeline. Count is on. He better pick it up. And it's going to be a 5-second. He gets around Pope. Now drives baseline. Drops it in for Lynch, who lost it. It was a good pass. Matt had a layup if he catches it. Hennis out top to Makai. Dribbles twice to Hennis in the corner. 3-ball in the air. No good long. And the long rebound comes to Fleming, who gets hit in the face, I think by Dillard. No call. And Tim Hayworth is not happy as his guy got hit in the mouth. We'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissett Impact Sports Radio Network. Tigers with the ball in the front court. Too much dribbling from the freshman Makai Smith there. Kicks it out to Dillard. Sabian out top. 22-10. Mayo leads it under 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Dillard goes right around Fleming. Puts up a jumper, no good. Lynch tips it out to Hennis. Fake the three. Free throw line. Kicks it to the right to Dillard for a three. Good. Well, Dillard's got 11 of the 13 for the Tigers, but they trail by 9. Moore will walk it across. Nobody comes to get him. He stops and pops a long three. Good. Well, Hennis got lost there. Third three for Moore. Sixth three-pointer for Mayo. And that one was wide open.
No communication.
Smith brings it across. Left side to Lynch. Shoots a long three. No good as the clock was running out on the quarter. 25-13 Mayo after one. We'll take a break. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissett Impact Sports Radio Network. Mayo with a lead over St. X after one quarter. The Bulldogs hit 6 threes in that opening quarter. Tony Sabian Dillard with 11 of the Tigers' 13 points. He had 27 of the 43 against Trinity last Friday night. I say it about Indiana. Romeo Langford and Juwan Morgan need help. Well, you know what? Sabian Dillard needs some help.
Yeah, he does. But they got him the ball in some good spots in that first quarter, even though they're down 12 points. What the Tigers have to do, they just have to fight right now. You got to get out and play. Got to communicate defensively, but they didn't. Gave up an easy three.
Fleming will take it in as Mayo has it to start the quarter. Smith challenged the three, ball knocked away, and Courtney gets it back and throws it away. Borman saw that one coming the whole way and picked it off. Defensive back. Here's Mosley back in for the Tigers. We'll walk it across, right side to Dillard. Sabian against Fleming, gets a high screen, gets it to Mosley in the corner. Cross court to Borman out top. Nick will throw it back to Mosley, and the Tigers will reset. Kyle Hennis, they fake the handoff to him. Mosley goes to the left corner. Now gets a high screen from Simon Smith. Stops, nobody gets him, puts up the three, no good. Simon had it, but boy, Courtney just went up and took it from behind. Great position for Simon Smith, but Noah Courtney, just the better athlete there. Here's Moore to the lane, floater no good. Ball knocked away on the floor, and it's going to be a held ball.
Tiger ball.
It'll be St. X basketball as Simon Smith goes to the floor with Noah Courtney. Here comes Bonsbach back in for the Tigers.
And, John, I know a good rebound by Courtney, but Smith's got to go get that thing. You can't let him get it. And right there, Tigers get on the floor. That's the way they got to play right now. They got to knock some people down, get a few buckets, and keep cutting into this lead.
Pressure in the back court. Tigers having trouble. Mosley takes the inbounds, and he'll head up the left side against Tyron Moore. Out top to Hennis, and Mosley goes and gets it back. Tigers with a set piece here, left side to Hennis. Throws the lob to Mosley, and he lays it in.
I like it, John, to a guard.
Boy, a little back screen there from Bonsbach, and Mosley was wide open. Tigers back within 10 here. Right side Fleming. Down low is Courtney. Traveled, but they fouled him, I guess, before the travel as Mosley went flying through the air. Somebody lost Noah Courtney again, though, Tony.
Well, what they did is they went screen and they step out to trap. You got to communicate and you got to help from the weak side. And Tigers did neither one of them. And Nick Mosley will get the foul.
Wholesale substitutions for the Bulldogs. Gray, Buford, Evans all back in. Into Evans for the layup. And at that time it was Hennis again. Fell asleep. And under the basket, Jake Evans gets a chippy. Here's Mosley out top for the Tigers, guarded by Buford. Dribbles left, looks inside, nothing there, goes to the baseline, picks up his dribble finally and gets it out top to Hennis. Kyle gets a high screen from Bonsbach. Evans fights through it. They get it in the corner to Borman. Sam dribbles out, gets it down low to Bonsbach. Kyle dribbles, goes up with the left hand and left it way short. Gray might have gotten a piece of it, and here come the Bulldogs the other way. Here's Lindsey into the lane with a floater, good. Excuse me, that's Priest. Second field goal for Elijah Priest. Biggest lead of the night now for Mail, 29-15. The bottom line here is Mail's just playing with more energy. Here's Dillard out top. And Fleming strips him, knocks it away. One-on-one the other way and lays it up and in. Timeout St. X. We'll keep it right here. It has been all Mail in this first half. Tim Hayworth high-fiving his team as they come to the bench. It is 31-15, and effort is the first thing I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, Mail's playing much harder. Fleming had the first 9 points of the game, or 7 points of the game, excuse me. Just got his 11th point there. He's made a big difference in what they've done. But, John, you're right. It's energy, and you're not going to get it all back at one time. And that time, Sabian Dillard tried to just go one-on-one. Great play by Howard Fleming. Long arms at 6'4", taps it away from him, goes down and gets it. But if you're saying, I keep saying this, you got to take a deep breath. You can't get it all back at once. You got to cut into this a little bit. But there's been a couple mental mistakes and just some not playing very well.
Andre Coleman back in for the Tigers.
And John, here's the thing, like right now.
We don't even know who's taking the ball out of bounds.
They don't look
Crazy.
like they know where they're going defensively and offensively.
I mean, you come out of the timeout and nobody is taking the ball out of bounds. It's incredible. Dillard takes the inbounds. He will walk it across against Howard Fleming. 5:27 to go in the first half here. Coleman with a lob down to Bonsbach. One dribble, goes up, puts it up, and it rolls off. Tried to go over Gray. Long outlet to Fleming. He'll stop, shoot a long three, way off. Ball tipped twice, and Borman comes out of there with it. Mosley kept it alive. Sam able to grab the rebound. Baylor Bayline will check in at the next dead ball. Here's Mosley to the elbow, cut off by Buford, out to Coleman. Launches a three, no good, way off. Ball tipped and rebounded by Fleming. Fleming beats Mosley in the backcourt, ahead to Buford. He traveled before he hit the three, and he did hit the three.
And not a good decision by Andre Coleman. He shoots about a 27-foot three, and that's not what you need right now. And Bonsbach will come out as Baylor Bayline comes in. Bayline's the kind of guy that gives you energy too, so we'll see what happens.
Mosley will walk it across against Buford. High screen from Bayline. In trouble, and a foul going to be called on Fleming. He didn't like the call. Thought he had all ball as he tied up Mosley, but when Nick went to the floor, the whistle went in favor of the Tigers.
Moore will come back into the game, and he'll get Fleming. Tigers trail 31-15, 4:42 left here in the first half, and they will inbound in their own into the court.
First foul on Fleming, 5 now on the Bulldogs. Out top is Mosley. Right side to Coleman. Andre gets it down low to Bayline. Back to Andre. Dribbles to the baseline. Cut off there. In trouble. Looking. Still looking. Try to get it down to Borman. Knocked out of bounds by Evans. Tigers will keep it under their own basket.
And a lot of standing around looking by the Tigers, and they're trying to put the ball on the floor. Mail really aggressive defensively. Tigers inbound Mosley under the basket.
To Borman. Little 6-footer off the glass. This time he knocks it down. First two for Sam. And Mail, for once, fell asleep on the inbounds. Evans walks across. Tigers go with a little zone here. It worked wonders against Trinity last week. But I think Mail's a little better shooting team, Tony. Here's Moore out top. Cross court to Evans. He comes to the center circle to reset. High left to Buford. Back to Evans. To Moore to Evans. Moore cuts through the middle. Evans dribbles right. Down low to Gray. Dribbles once. Goes up for the wide open layup. Couple big guys screening for each other down low, and Gray gets an easy one. Here's Mosley bringing it across against Buford. In trouble out top. Now he gets away from trouble. Buford picks him up, goes all the way into the lane. Ball blocked. Borman to Bayline underneath. Baylor goes up, lays it up, and rolls off. But that'll be the third foul on Zach Gray.
And China,
Baylor Bayline will shoot a pair.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Is Mail forcing the Tigers into dribbling the ball? I know the Tigers just bouncing the ball on the floor.
Not a lot of movement on the offense.
Bayline only 3 for 7 on the year, 43%.
He will shoot a pair. Good job by Sam that time to get it to him. And this one gets the bottom of the front of the rim. Had no chance. He'll shoot one more as Pope comes back in. Courtney back in for Mail as they get Zach Gray out of there with his 3 fouls. One more try for Baylor Bayline. Knocks it down. First point of the night for Bayline. 33-18. Mail leads 3.5 to go in the first half. Evans walks it across. Tigers will stay in this one.
You just got to match up. You just match up with them.
1-2-2. Evans, a lot of dribbling out top. Cross court to Moore. Gets a high screen from Courtney. Turns it down. Well, if nothing else, it slows him down a little bit here. Evans out top. They got 2 guys at the elbow. They get it to one of them. That's Courtney. Tried to get it out top. Knocked away by Dillard and stolen. And a foul on Tyron Moore as Dillard was trying to steal and score there. Instead, he'll go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1.
Well, Dillard's got those long arms, John. He kind of lulls you to sleep sometimes. Michael Liston comes in for Nick Mosley. Dillard goes back to the foul line. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He does shoot 80% on the year, so Tigers need the front end of this 1-and-1.
Fleming back in for the Bulldogs. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Dillard for his 12th point. First here in the second quarter. 33-19.
And it's still a process. Keep working your way back into this thing.
Second free throw is rimless as well. 33-20 Mail, 2:50 to go in the half. Evans walks across. Tigers will stay in this, and it has slowed down the Bulldogs a little bit. Here's Fleming, high right, guarded by Coleman. Comes to get him. Out top to Moore, swing left to Evans. Against the pressure to Fleming at the free throw line. He steps back, gets it over to Pope. Wants to drive, cut off. Hands it to Moore, in trouble. Ball knocked away. Gets it back, gets it in the corner to Pope. He drives baseline. Down low to Courtney. He goes in, lays it up and in. Well, good patience by Mail that time, Tony. They got exactly what they wanted. Tigers got a hand on the ball a couple times, but couldn't come away with it. 35-20, just over 2 minutes to play in the half. Coleman, terrible pass, knocked away. Lazy pass, but it went right back to Andre. Now he's going to stop and pop a long three air ball, and he needs to take a seat. Here's Fleming, ahead to Evans. Nobody guards him. Back to Moore. Gets it to Fleming. Left side open was Pope. He traveled about 2 or 3 times. Laid it up and in, but got called for the travel. Hennis will get Coleman to the bench.
And, John, it's not that Andre Coleman did. After he made the mistakes, he dropped his head and didn't go back and play defense. And he's going to take a long seat over there after that series.
Liston will walk it across. Tigers need to just get to the locker room here, Tony, regroup. Hennis has it out high left. It's a high screen. Gets it to Dillard on the right side. Down low to Bayline, who was open for a second. Finds Borman out top for a long three. Good. 5 for Sam. The lead back down to 12. I think if you tell me it's going to be a 12 at halftime, we'll take that. It was 12-0 if you remember. 1:15 to go. If Mail wants to take the last shot, I think St. X will let them here.
And they're going to, John, but Tigers look like they're going to move out a little.
Fleming knocked away, got it back. Liston just dogging him over there. Out top to Evans. Jake Evans against Dillard. Tried to beat him. The count is on.
He's not stopped counting.
Now he did stop counting there as Evans against Dillard out top. Tigers have a few fouls to give here. They can go for some steals. A timeout called by Tim Hayworth. He saw the 5-second count coming. So uncharacteristically, Tony, each team has used 2 timeouts here in the first half.
Well, the Tigers had to use them, John, because the walls were falling in to start the game. So you have to, you got to break that momentum that Mail had. But Tigers need a stop here, and you're right. There's 46 seconds. You get a stop here, maybe even get a possession. You see good things. So we'll see what the Tigers do here to end the half. But 35-23 Mail, 46 seconds. Mail will inbound in their own about 3-point line extended at their end of the floor. So if you're the Tigers, you can't give up a second shot here. You want to contest an outside shot. You want to get a rebound.
And again, Tigers have fouls to give here, Tony. So you don't want anybody to get in foul trouble, but you got 3 fouls. You can really trap, go for some hard contact, and maybe the referee lets it go and you get a steal.
And that's happened a few times.
Yeah.
And I think I would look to trap, and I would expect the Tigers to set up in a zone here and watch for the trap coming on the wing. But they don't have a big lineup on the floor, and that would worry me.
Evans takes a pass in the backcourt, walks it across. High left to Fleming. Double team comes. Tries to throw it down low. Knocked away by Borman off of the hands.
There's the turnover
on
the trap.
Turnover. Tiger ball.
Sorry to talk over you there, but the Tigers did exactly what we thought.
I'm glad you did. I couldn't see through Jed Hilbert's head.
Well, Tigers inbound with Hennis and gets it into Liston.
37 seconds to go in the half. Here's Liston against Evans. Dribbling across. Kevin Klein wants the foul on Evans. Out top to Dillard. Sabian just holds it as Fleming slowly creeps out toward him. Now the count starts with 20 seconds. Sabian.
I wouldn't even set a screen, John. I'd just let him go.
Well, Fleming's got those long arms. He stole it from him earlier. Here's Liston out top with 8. They got to go now, and he threw it away. Tried to hit Borman. Borman wasn't ready for it. Mail ball. 5 seconds. I got people in midcourt here. I'm fouling as soon as they get near midcourt.
Well, you can't give up a bucket here.
Well, you foul him right there.
Yep.
3 seconds. Now they don't do it. Moore's going to get a look at a 3, and he almost hit it. Just a little short. We have reached the half. It was 12-0 Mail in the first minute and a half of this game, Tony. It's 23 all since then, but Mail with a 12-point lead. 35-23 here at the break. We'll be back with the Eye Care Institute halftime report. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissing Impact Sports Radio Network. Spears, Tony Burke. Eye Care Institute halftime report. 35-23 Male leads St. X here at the break, Tony, but it could be worse.
It could be a whole lot worse. And you were talking about how the game started and the Tigers got behind 12-0. But if you're Coach Klein, you got to go in there, settle everybody. And you know what? Hey, you can make a nice little run in the second half. Tigers played a little better, but a turnover right at the end of the half. Didn't even get a shot, which kills you. But I know they had the Tigers down for 5 turnovers.
I think they had 5 turnovers in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and they got Male for 9. So if Male hadn't turned the ball over some, Tigers would even be back down more than 12. But, John, 62% shooting for Male from the field, 55 from the 3. And the Tigers are shooting 36 from the field and 3 for 10 from the three-point line. And just, I hate to say it this way, but mentally had some guys didn't look like they were ready to play.
And Male leads a rebounding battle 12-6. You don't understand Male's going to out-rebound you, but they can't out-rebound you by double.
No, and it's just a lot of things. And I don't think you could just see it on Coach Klein's face to start the first half. But you still have 16 minutes to play in this game, and there's a lot of things going to happen in 16 minutes.
As you said, Male 13 of 21 from the field, 61.9%. 6 out of 11 three-point land. They hit their first 3. We know that. That made it 11-0 right off the bat. 3 out of 4 at the line. St. X 8 for 22 from the field. And some of those shots, Tony, they've got 3 or 4 air balls. And air balls tell me bad shot, you weren't ready to shoot.
Exactly. You're just putting it up there because you think you should. But something I noticed while you were talking there, Male hit all 6 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Yes.
Did not hit one in the second quarter. So a little better defensive job out by the Tigers.
The Bulldogs led at 25-13 after one quarter, only 10 points apiece there in that second quarter. What's the message right now in the locker room? I'm sure there's 8 or 9 things you can choose from.
Well,
if you're Kevin Klein, what's the message?
Gosh, it's just play hard. Forget about what the score is. Come out. Like I keep saying, you got to gradually cut this. You got to do it in segments right now. You got to do it in 2-minute segments and hope you knock 2 points off each segment. If you knock 2 points off every segment in the third quarter, you knock 8 points off, and then you're only down 4 points.
That's a St. X team that has played good defense this season. That first 3 minutes, Tony, they played very poor defense. Yeah,
and I just think Male came ready to play, and the Tigers were just waiting for the game to get going, and it's too late after you look up and you're 2 or 3 minutes into the game and you're getting your butt whooped.
The Friday night shooting contest from the out of bounds, orchestrated by Alan Donhoff, going on, and there are some decent shooters over there, Tony, in the Rage Cage, but there are some bad shooters.
Yeah, there are some bad shooters over there.
Now, look where this guy's shooting from. 5 rows up.
That's good radio.
That is pretty good right there.
It's good radio.
Dude, we only have 1 break at the half.
I'm just messing with you.
I got to do whatever I can.
Now, you know, John, I want to go back to the Tigers offensively.
See, that's the difference between you and me. I don't want to talk about this game. It was a really ugly first half for St. X.
It was.
And you have to talk about it. You're the analyst.
Yeah, but the Tigers had no flow in the first quarter on offense, and I think a lot of it contributed to Male coming out and just taking them out of everything they expected to do. But
Hayworth, Tony, the message was probably keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, start the second half like you started the first one, and good things will happen. And that's what Mel did. Mel came in ready to go. They were jacked up, and that's how they started the game. And you can see what Howard Fleming does for this team. Howard Fleming came back, the junior 6'4" player, top players in the region, has been out all year and played his first game last week. And he's been a factor in this one, John.
Howard Fleming with 11 points. He scored 9 of those 11 points early in the basketball game, early in that first quarter. In fact, he had 9 points in the first 2 minutes of the game. He leads the Bulldogs with 11. Ty Moore with 9 points for the Bulldogs, 3 of 4 from three-point land for Tyron Moore. Jake Evans, point guard, added 5. Noah Courtney and Eli Priest with 4 points apiece. And Zach Gray in foul trouble started and scored 2 points. Tigers led by Sabian Dillard. He had 11 of the Tigers' 13 points in the first quarter. Sabian finished the half with 13. Sam Borman hit a late 3. He's got 5, 2 apiece for Nick Mosley and Michael Liston and Baylor Bayline. 1 out of 2 at the free throw line for 1 point. Tigers back out of the locker room now.
And what bad body language to come out of the locker room.
You should come out of the locker room here just mad, right?
Exactly.
Mad at yourself.
I know I would
mad
be,
that
John.
You're down 12 points, right?
And they come out with 1:30 and they just walk out, look at the balls. They're going to shoot a couple of shots, and they're going to start the second half on defense. And hopefully I'm wrong, but that doesn't look like a team that's ready to go here in the second half.
Good crowd showed up here tonight. The Rage Cage did kind of fill up there right before tip-off. Good crowd on both sides. Male's got a great student section here tonight. This is a rivalry game that we remember the Alex Cook bomb from a few years ago that ended the regular season game that was on Sports Center later that night. Alex Cook, who's at Bellarmine now, doing a great job for Scotty Davenport. This is just a great rivalry.
Yeah, Tigers have won the last 3 games, John. They won by 9-2, and they had the big win 3 games ago. But Tigers have won 3 out of they've won the last 3, and but boy, it doesn't look good for them tonight starting this game. They trailed, like we said, 12-0. And now, hey, you got to suck it up. You got to go play. And if you're a leader on this team, you got to step up.
And if you're Tim Hayworth, I'm sure at the beginning of the game you said, hey, you guys haven't beat this team. You've lost 3 in a row to these guys. They own you.
And he goes, I've never lost to him at
I've
Male.
never lost to him. Not at Male. He did at
that's how I said, at Male.
Tigers will bring out a new couple of, a new starter at least. Liston will get the start here in the second half. Bonsbach, Borman, Dillard, and Coleman out there as well for the Tigers. Courtney, Gray, Fleming, Moore, and Evans, the 5 starters back on the floor for the Male Bulldogs.
Thought Michael Liston played well in the first half. He'll get to start, like you said.
Bulldog ball to start. They'll head toward the parking lot in this half. Evans dribbles over toward Hayworth against the man-to-man, and Liston tries to attack him while he's talking to his coach. Here's Fleming driving around Coleman, just puts it up and in. Not much resistance by the Tiger defense on that first possession. Fleming has 13, the lead back up to 14 for Male. Liston high right to Coleman, looking down low, nothing there, dribbles twice. Still trying to look down there, can't get it to Bonsbach. Instead, hands it to Dillard. Sabian into the lane with a left hand runner, no good. Ball tipped up, and Fleming comes out of there with it.
Good look, but couldn't finish.
Fleming will dribble it across against Coleman. Gets a high screen from Gray, turns it down, goes right around Coleman, and is fouled as he tried to put it up. I think Liston got him on the arm, and Howard Fleming will shoot a pair. And Andre Coleman's been beaten twice on defense in
John,
2 possessions.
They set the screen, and he gives it up, and the Tigers don't do a good job of cutting. They don't help. A lot of things just it's wanting to do it.
Howard Fleming will shoot a pair. He was 1 for 2 in that first half. This one's long. Boy, the way he shot those 3s early, Tony, he looked bad at the free throw line. That's a little shocking.
Well, he's rusty. You know,
yes,
he hasn't
absolutely.
played a whole lot, but he's a good-looking player.
Trying to make it a 15-point lead with 7:11 to go in the third, and he does with the second free throw. Here's Liston against Evans. Still in back court. Now he crosses the center circle. High right to Coleman. Andre dribbles back out to the top against Courtney. Right side to Dillard, knocked away, but Sabian saved it. Back up jumper. He's fouled, and it goes in.
Tyron Moore.
Well, if he doesn't get fouled, Tony, I'm thinking that's a bad shot. But it goes in and he gets fouled, so it's a great shot.
Well, it was a step-back floater, and he went up, and I don't know why Moore came at him like he did, but it goes in. Tigers trail by 13 as Sabian Dillard makes the free throw.
16 for Dillard now, 16 out of the Tigers' 26. Backcourt pressure, double team, long one ahead to Gray. Bonsbach trying to beat him on the spot. He might have walked, no call. Moore faked the three, now steps back, gets at the free throw line to Courtney, goes right into the lane and lays it in. It's just been too easy for Mail in the paint tonight. Here's Liston, high right to Coleman. Knocked away, but he got it back. Andre left side to Borman. Sam dribbles into the free throw lane, stops, kicks it out to Andre. Coleman against Gray, goes into the lane, in trouble, flipped it out to Dillard before he fell to the turf. Sabian gets a high screen, puts up a long three, banked it, no good. Terrible shot. Tried to shoot it over
Nobody
Gray,
gets
and
back.
a run out. Fleming walked, no call, and a foul on Liston. That's a travel. When you catch it, don't dribble and take two steps. That's a trouble.
I'm not going to disagree with you, John. Good hustle by Michael Liston because nobody else on the Tigers were getting back.
Yeah, you're right about that. Howard Fleming was he was going to blow the roof off the male side over here if Liston doesn't get back.
Yeah, John, and the other side, Dillard takes a horrible three. It banks off the backboard. You get a run out when you take horrible shots, and that was just a really bad shot by Sabian Dillard.
15 for Fleming as he knocks down the first free throw. It's 41-26 Bulldogs. 6:08 to go here in the third quarter. Joined us late. Mail scored the first 12 points of the game, and they haven't looked back. 42-26 Bulldogs, 6 minutes to go in the third. Liston dribbles to the right, tried to hand it to Dillard, and they're going to call a foul on Fleming, but a lazy handoff.
Yeah, nothing's crisp. And I was sitting here thinking, is this a hangover from the Trinity game? I know it was a week ago, and I know they played Brown the next day. No, I'm not making excuses for them because you got to be ready to play.
Brown or collegiate, I've said this forever, you get in bad habits. And they carry over, and I don't care when your next game is, they carry over. There's no good time to play those teams. Here's Dillard, left side, jumper, long, no good. Fighting for it was Borman, and he fought Courtney enough to have Courtney knock it out of bounds. Tigers will keep it under their own basket.
Well, I like what the Tigers did a minute ago. They set the screen and make Gray come out and defend, and they get a mismatch.
Liston's got it out top. High left to Coleman. Andre gets a high screen, turns it down, goes right around Fleming. He knocked it away from behind, and it went off the chest of Borman and out of bounds. Turnover Tigers.
Andre Coleman having a tough night.
Well, it all starts with you got to be ready to play. Deflected by Borman, stolen by Coleman, and he's fouled by Evans. He was trying to make a move to the basket.
Well, that's what you do when you make a mistake. You make a play on the next one, and Andre Coleman gets the steal. Evans gets his second foul. Now Tigers will inbound again under their basket. They trail 42-26. 5:36 left here in the third.
Here's Coleman on the inbounds. Long three, short, not even close. Ball falls down to Gray. He gives it to Moore. Moore, cross court, ahead to Evans. Looking down low for Courtney. Bonsbach cuts him off, though. Here's Evans out top. Dribbling, knocked away by Borman, and two steals in a row there for Sam Borman.
I think you got to attack, John. You can't wait.
Liston running up the right side, looking for Bonsbach. Drives to the baseline and kicks it out top to Borman. Sam looking down low to Bonsbach. Kyle saves it and bounces in the corner to Coleman. Now that was the three he should have took. Instead he dribbled and got it out to Dillard. Back to Coleman, left corner. He will pop the three this time, no good. Borman tips it out, and Liston will reset for the Tigers. 4:50 to go, third quarter. Michael into the lane, cut off by Evans, dribbles back out. Looking for a screen from Bonsbach. Cross court to Dillard, out high. Guarded by Fleming. Dillard goes to the free throw line, lays it up, it rolls off. Fleming with a rebound, two dribbles, ahead to Moore. Tyron Moore, left corner to Evans. Bonsbach comes to get him, down low to Gray. Dribbles into the lane, cross court. Moore for a three ball, good. Tyron Moore has hit 4 threes tonight. 3 of them have been from the corner. That seems to be his spot. It's a 19-point Mayo lead, 45-26. Liston dribbles high left, gets a screen. I got to get some different people in the game, Tony. There's a foul by Fleming, no call. Dillard gets around him, puts it up and in, and Fleming is limping. 18 for Dillard. It's a 17-point Male lead. Fleming was apparently hurt. Now he wants the lob. Here's Evans, high left. Out top to Moore. 3 in the air, good.
Well, he's a deadly shooter.
5 3-pointers for Tyron Moore. Timeout, Male will take one as well. 48-28 Male. Coach Tim Hayworth gets him out of the game here as Buford comes back in. But after the Tyron Moore's 5th 3-pointer, and I think he's 5 for 5 now, Tony, from 3-point land, or 5 for 5 for 5. I think.
Well, he was 3 for 4
okay,
at halftime.
5 for 6 then. It is 48-28 Male with their biggest lead. 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Hennis, Mosley back in for the Tigers, and pressure in the backcourt by Male. Hennis takes the inbound from Dillard. He'll dribble once, give it back to Sabian. Dillard will walk it across against Buford. Right side, Hennis dribbles to the top, hands it to Mosley. Mosley dribbles high right, gets it to Bonsbach at the free throw line. Kyle looks, hands it to Dillard. Back to Bonsbach, a little give and go. Right corner, 3-ball in the air, short, no good. And going up was Mosley, and he got sort of, I guess you call that a clothesline in the old days, as Buford tried to go up and get the rebound. He took Mosley's head with him. Incidental contact. First on Buford, 4th on the Bulldogs. Into Dillard on the lob. He missed the layup. Bonsbach with a putback. First 2 for Kyle. 48-30, Male with the lead. Here's Evans just walking it across now with just over 3 minutes to play in the third. Tigers go zone here. Right side Buford, back to Evans. Jake Evans dribbles to right against Borman. Right side to Buford. In the corner, back out to Evans. There's a mismatch somewhere. Evans gets around Borman, cut off by Bonsbach. Out top, Buford, back to Evans. 3-ball in the air, good. Well, Male has shot it exceptionally well tonight here, Tony. Now you can say the defense has been bad, but they've knocked down some threes tonight. Here's Mosley walking across. 21-point deficit for the Tigers. Nick against Evans, knocked away, picked it back up, and gave it to Hennis, and got it back. High left is Kyle Hennis. Looking down low, they throw the lob, and he threw it too far over the head of Kyle Bonsbach. Priest and Pope back in the game for the Bulldogs. Gray and Moore will take a seat. Timeout, St. X will take one as well with 2:17 to go in the quarter. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissig Impact Sports Radio Network. Here's Tony Burke. Tigers call a timeout. 51-30 Mail with the lead, 2:17 to go in the third.
And sometimes, John, it's not your night, and I think tonight it's not the Tigers' night.
Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Here's Evans into the lane, left side to Moore in the corner, or that's Pope, excuse me, in the corner. Dribbles back out top, gets it back to Evans. Double team comes on the wing, in the corner to Priest. Dribbles out of it, throws it away over Tony Burke's head as it's kicked. The referee's got to make that play, Tony. Tony, hey.
I was quick.
You know what?
Couldn't get it, though.
You avoided the left hook from Mike Tyson there. Well done.
I should have caught it.
Whatever. Evans, middle of the lane to Courtney. Fake the jumper. They get it to Priest for the reverse layup. And it's just been that way all night for Mayo. Too easy on their offensive end. 53-30. The 7th-ranked team in the Seth ratings putting it on the 5th-ranked team here. Down low, Bonsbach's got it on the block. Cross court to Dillard. He'll take a long three from the corner, way off. Bonsbach tips it out, and Mosley chases it down. Tigers doing a better job on the boards this half, but they certainly have not been able to cut into any gap here. And Hennis with a nice move to the bucket, and Priest just grabbed him. That'll send Kyle to the line for a couple of free throws.
Kyle's only been to the foul line once this year, and he's made it, so only the 2nd trip to the foul line.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's 100%.
Yeah.
He'll shoot a pair here as Lynch, Varga, Simon Smith, and Mackay Smith wait to come back in for the Tigers. Hennis knocks down his first point of the game.
And I like what Coach Klein's going to do here. Put some people in and just let them go at it. Can't hurt.
Hennis will have one more. He'll come out if he makes it, and he doesn't. Rebounded by Simon Smith, though. Out top to Dillard. Sabian, right wing, dribbles into the lane, goes up with the right hand, lays it in. 20 for Dillard out of the Tiger 33 points. Lead back down to 20 for Mail as Evans walks it across. Gets a high screen, turns it down from Courtney. Dillard on him defensively, in trouble, floats it up, flips it up, no good, and Mackay Smith with the offside rebound. Freshman will bring it across, right side to Lynch, to Hennis in the corner. Kyle gets a high screen from Simon Smith and gets it over to Dillard high left with 40 seconds to go in the third. Dillard against Evans, drives into the lane, puts it up, no good. Lynch on opposite side, the double team came, and Matt Lynch was there for the easy putback. 53-35, Tim Hayworth yells for one shot, he's not happy. Double team comes out top. Ball knocked away by Mackay Smith. Simon Smith on the floor, threw it away. Ball on the turf, picked up, knocked away by Matthew Lyons out of bounds. Matthew Lynch out of bounds. Good hustle by the Tigers there as Hayworth will quickly get Gray and Fleming back in the game.
Yeah, nice job by Simon Smith getting on the floor right off. And Tigers fighting for the ball, just kind of going that way tonight. They trail by 18 with 13 seconds left here in the third quarter, and things just haven't gone their way. Great hustle there, and they still can't get the ball.
Good play by Mackay Smith to originally knock it away, and then it was a free-for-all. Tyron Moore back in for the Bulldogs as well. Ben Varga gets his first action for the Tigers tonight. Here's Moore out top against Mackay Smith with 8 seconds. 3 seconds. You got to guard the three here. He does. He back rimmed it. Good looking shot from Tyron Moore that didn't go in. 3 quarters in the books. Mail with an 18-point lead, 53-35. 8 minutes of basketball left. We'll take a break. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissig Impact Sports Radio Network.
teams have not done a good job of protecting the basket on the inbounds play.
Moore looking. Still looking. Gets it into Gray. Boy, nice play by Dillard. He couldn't come up with it, and Gray lays it in. Well, Tigers played that one well, but Sabian just could not come up with the basketball. 57-41. Mayo leads with 5:25 to play. High left, Makai Smith gets a high screen. Drops it to Bonsbach. Nice pass. Out top to Varga. Wide open 3-ball in the air. Good. Well, that's why he's in there. Ball knocked out of bounds on the inbounds, and Mayo will keep it. The lead is now down to 13.
5:10 left. If you can make a little bit of run here. You got to watch the run out here.
They're yelling Howard. He's going deep.
You got to know that if you're Dillard.
And a travel out of bounds, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, John.
Courtney, no, I don't know what this is.
No, they did. He got called for running the baseline.
And Sabian Dillard just grabbed.
He sure
Fleming.
did.
He was going.
That's what I thought they called.
For the home run pass. Ball in, knocked away, but it went right to Borman. Sam will dribble out top and give it to Makai Smith. Tyron Moore comes to meet him at midcourt. High screen from Varga. Smith hits Varga, but Moore comes to get him. Ben into the lane to Bonsbach. 12-footer blocked out of bounds by Howard Fleming.
Tigers will reset.
Will keep it under their own basket with 4:53 to play.
Tried to get Varga a three there. Mel did a pretty good job of fighting over the screen. Now Tigers will inbound under their, actually in the corner over by the concession stand. Tough place to throw it into the concession stand.
Give me a Chick-fil-A over there. Borman's got the inbounds in the lane. He dribbles it out top and hands it to Makai Smith. Smith against Moore, looking for the high screen. Nobody wants to come give it to him. So he dribbles left, hands off to Varga. Ben to the top, to the free throw line, spins in the lane, in trouble, got it to Makai Smith. Made a man miss and then threw it away. Boy, he's got to go and lay that one in. He tried to get it to Bonsbach and Mayo knocked it away. Moore brings it across, gets a high screen from Gray, goes down into the lane, flips it up with the left hand up and in. First 2-point basket of the night for Tyron Moore. He's got 17, and Mayo back up 59-44. Makai Smith dribbles out high. The double team comes, and he hands it to Dillard. Sabian to the top against Fleming. Dribbles to the free throw line, knocked away by Fleming. Dillard dives for it, picks it up. It's a held ball. Tigers will keep it. Well, that's twice Howard Fleming has stripped it away from Sabian Dillard. He got a layup once. Now it'll be Tiger ball.
Here's the mistake the Tigers are making, John, and I wish I could walk down and tell Coach Clan. Gray cannot guard anybody out on the perimeter. So whoever he's guarding, the Tigers have an advantage. If they go clear and run a two-man game, they're going to make them make a decision. And I think it'd be their advantage.
He's got Bonsbach, so.
Well, but if he rolls hard, you can come off there hard. You want the switch.
Here's Smith out top, under 4 to play here. Gets it to Bonsbach at the elbow, goes right in against Gray, spins out top. Borman, 3-ball in the air short. Ball tipped away, and it comes down to Tyron Moore. He'll take his time and walk it across high left against Smith. Gets the switch with Bonsbach guarding Moore now. Left corner, they get it down low. Gray in trouble, and a whistle, and I think they're going to call a foul on Borman. Nope, Bonsbach. Nope, Makai Smith, his first.
Well, Tigers got it.
5 on the Tigers.
Tigers have to get out of this switching, John. You got to get over that screen. They're getting mismatches.
Buford's got it in the left corner against Borman. Tigers send Hennis back in the game as Varga gets a break. Here's Moore against Smith. Out top, Buford. Open 3-ball in the air, good. First points of the night for Justin Buford. And that ought to salt it away. It's an 18-point lead for Mayo now. Smith walks it across. You got to have a little more desperation here now. Dillard high right, out to Borman at the top. To Makai Smith, to swing it left to Hennis. Out to Dillard, he's open for a 3-ball, good. First points of the quarter for Sabian Dillard. He's got 23. 62-47 Mayo with 2:45 to play.
And John, you got to pressure the ball.
Fleming gets across, goes down the lane, knocked away by Borman. They're going to call a foul, but no free throws yet. That's only 6 on the Tigers now, and 2 on Sam Borman. Any foul now is a shooting foul, but really, if you're Tigers, that's not your concern. You just got to go after the basketball here.
No, you got to sell out. You got to go hard. If you foul, you foul.
Moore looking, still looking, into Buford. He'll dribble it out of the lane. High left. Out top to Fleming. He hands it to Moore. Hennis comes to get him. In the corner is Buford. Tigers go to double team. They're double teaming Moore out top. Back to Buford. He gets in the middle to Courtney. Faked the jumper. Kicks it out to Fleming. He faked the three. Now he'll dribble it back out. Dillard guards him. Fleming. Little off arm. No call there. I don't think it was much there. Fleming down the lane. And a foul by Dillard out top as Fleming tried to beat him off the dribble. And Howard Fleming will shoot a 1-and-1. First foul on Sabian. I got no problem with that.
No, I don't either, John. And I think in that situation sometimes you have to guess what the guy's going to do. When you're down, you got to take a guess. He might beat you, but if you guess right, you get the foul, you get the ball. But Fleming's been a good player tonight for the Bulldogs.
He'll shoot a 1-and-1 here.
He's got 16 points.
3 out of 4 at the line, I believe, is Howard Fleming. I could be wrong. Knocks this one down for his 17th point. That's his first point of the fourth quarter. It's a nice two-headed monster the Bulldogs have here with Fleming and Tyra Moore.
Yeah, it is. It's actually 4 for 6 before that one.
Guy that can play inside and outside in Fleming, and you got Moore that can fill it up. Fleming knocks down both free throws. 64-47, just over 2 to play. Smith walks it across against Moore. Ball knocked away by Fleming, who was heading the other way, hoping for a teammate to get it. Mackay takes a jumper. No, nothing but backboard on that one. And here comes Mail the other way. 1:50 to go. Bulldogs are going to win this one and be the 1 seed in the district tournament, which will be at Mail in late February. Out top is Moore just dribbling around with Smith. Mackay, he should take this as a challenge, Tony, and just stick with him. If he goes around you, he goes around you. Here's Fleming out top, guarded by Dillard. Sabian trying to stay with him. Fleming, again, using that arm and getting away with it. Throw it to Moore in the middle. He'll stop and take a jumper. Missed it. Borman with a rebound. Fought Bonsbach for it and got it. Not a shot I don't think Tim Hayworth wanted. Now when you're up 17, it doesn't matter as much. Here's Dillard high right. Sabian goes right around Fleming with a little floater. Short, no good. Fleming and Gray fight for it. And Fleming is fouled, I guess, as he hit the deck by Mackay Smith. Looked like he lost his balance, but the referee gives him the call there. Second on Smith. Fleming will shoot a 1-and-1 again as the doors have opened here. It's like the 4-minute timeout of the U of L game.
Well, John, the one thing you know if you're the Tigers, you're going to get another shot at Mail down the road, more than likely, unless something really goes wrong. But probably should set up a St. X Collegiate.
Yeah, that's probably what it does. Fleming free throw is good. A couple of subs come in for Mail. I don't have them written down.
Alex Hummel.
I don't know. No, we're not going to say who they are. We don't care.
Okay, John.
You may not realize this, Tony. We don't like Mail.
And Hutch Conrad in the game.
Shoot one more. Try to stretch the lead back out to 19. Tigers cut it down to, I think, 13 at one point. And did have Uncle Mo on their side, Tony. Here's a long one ahead to Dillard. Wide open three short. He chased it down. Borman's got it now in the corner. Back to Dillard. He'll take another three. This one's way short as well. Knocked away. Ball on the turf. Courtney diving forward is Borman. I like to see that out of Sam, the senior. Mail comes up with it. Here's Fleming the other way. He and Dillard get tangled up. That'll be the second on Sabian, and Fleming will try to add to his point total. He will shoot a 1-and-1 here. Second foul on Sabian Dillard.
Well, I know one thing, John. When it comes district time, if I'm Coach Klein before the game, I put a bug in the referee's ear about Howard Fleming's off arm.
Yeah.
He uses it a lot. It doesn't matter. He does it. You get away with it, you use it. And he's a good player back up to the foul line.
He'll shoot a 1-and-1. This one's no good. Borman had it, lost it, chased it into the corner, knocked out of bounds off Courtney. Tigers will keep it. 34.4 to play here. St. X will drop to 11-4 on the season. And impressive win for Tim Hayworth and the Mail Bulldogs tonight.
Well, you can see what Howard Fleming does for this team. It makes them a different basketball team.
Mackay Smith ahead to Dillard against the into the bench for Mayo. Dillard a long three, no good. Back rim, Bonsbach tipped it out to Hennis. Down low to Makai Smith, he'll lay it in. 5 for the freshman. 18 seconds, and if I'm the Tigers, I'm not fouling here. It's 66-49. And I think that's how it's going to end up. Mayo just dribbling it out. We'll take a break. Come back with the Eye Care Institute post-game report. Mayo wins it tonight, 66-49. You're listening to St. X High School basketball on the Bissig Impact Sports Radio Network.